Hi there. So we're now on to the 9th of May, and things are going quite well on the plot. A couple of the things that I've planted out maybe is about a week earlier than what I probably should have. Are struggling a tad, but they're starting to pick up on the plot. Where the weather looks like it's finally turned. Still not much sight of any rain. So the last 2 months, I think we've had about 1.5 mil of water, which is, I would class that as almost drought conditions, but it's varied throughout the UK. But I think it's been quite a very dry spring. Not a lot's planted out in the garden. We're still getting quite some cold nights, but the stuff in the tunnels are all out now. Just the odd little bit space to fill up, but that can be quite easily filled. So I'll give you a quick tour around the allotment, and I'll show you what's been happening. Alright, so we'll start off in the greenhouse as normal. What I've got here is some Shirley tomatoes just for eating, and some cherry tomatoes. The variety I've got there is Sunglow. I got them like that. I bought them at a fair, like a dahlia selling fair. A guy brought some tomatoes, and as you can see by the size of them, they've been well looked after, well fed and what have you. So I brought them home, stuck 2 into air pot, and we'll see what happens with them. These are going to go in the greenhouse here, in the giant tomatoes which I've grown over the back here. So this one here is from Chris Evans. This is from seed from the UK record, I believe. So I've got 1, 2, 3 from Chris, and I've got 3 McCoy giant tomatoes. I think they're from the previous world record. So yeah, I have got a second batch in the little mini propagator. Still nothing up yet, but they've only been in there about 4 days, so still plenty of time. Also on the back here, I've got, they're starting to come through, giant cucumbers, sown on the same date as last year, and then I did end up with quite a big one, so fingers crossed. I've also got in there giant marrows, 3 lots in there, all from over £100. So yeah, fingers crossed. I'm gonna have a crack at growing a big marrow. I don't know if many people up north have cracked anything of any size, but I don't know if we'll get the weather up here. We'll get quite a lot of rain later on in August and what have you, so could cause them to split, but we'll see. Fingers crossed to get a big one. Dahlias wise, as you can see, that's, so I'll start off on the right here. Let's pan around, sorry. They're huge. Probably too big. In fact, I know they're too big. They'll probably be used as pot tubers. So for comparison, I'll show you the size. So these cuttings, as you can see, these cuttings were from, I think they were taken towards the end of March. So that's what, 7 weeks, and I'm ending up with a plant a foot high. No good for planting out. They're far too big. In fact, you can see over the back there, some of them are actually budding up far too soon. But I've got plenty numbers now. I've been helped out by a couple of people on numbers that I'm short of. So this is something which I'll be aiming for, to be planting out in probably early June to avoid the late frost. These ones here are a batch that I took about 16 to 18 days ago, fully rooted now and ready to be potted up. I'm going to pot them up tomorrow, and I'll start to move some of these plants into the polytunnel, just to create some space in the greenhouse. So they're a little bit on the big side, but like so the plum varieties there, more place. I've nipped out the centre tips on them just to promote side growth, and I'll give them another stop. In fact, I'll just keep stopping them till mid to late June, July. Last batch of dahlia cuttings, well underway there. It's been a very hot day in the greenhouse. I think it got up to 45 in here. That's with the windows and doors open. Just the sun was really intense today. But yeah, dahlias are grown really well. I don't know if it's anything to do with the air pot, but these here were put in the same pot at the same time. So I've done 12 in standard pots, and you can see the size of them there, and that is a comparison of what the air pot does. I don't know if it's the roots, but to me the air pots push them on a lot quicker, promoting strong root systems on them, so they've needed a hell of a lot of water. So yeah, really happy with the dahlias. Maybe it's a bit too far ahead, but I've got some late dahlias to be focusing on. So that's it in the greenhouse, quite a bit. Outside I've got all the beds rotivated. Turned over, ready to rotivate, and that'll be done probably over the next week or so. So I've been very busy down here. I did plan on spending 2 full days down here and getting everything sorted, but ended up having a leak at home. One of the ceilings caved in, but luckily I'm a plasterer and I was able to sort it. So but that spoilt me one of my days down the allotment, so I had a good day at it and managed to get a lot done. So that's it outside really. Into the tunnel. Last time I said that I was going to be setting up an auto gravity fed drip system. Well, I've getting it done, but I haven't managed to sort out the auto timer out yet. So basically, you've got the tank up the top there and the water drains down. The bit what I need to sort out is between here. So I've got an auto timer there, a hose lock auto timer. I need to put that attached to the water butt on a tap, and then link the drip system, and then I'll program it to maybe drip for 2 minutes every hour or so for the first 12 hours. But yeah, the leeks are doing really well. They're getting plenty of water in them this year. I said last year that if I was to change anything, I would be changing the way I water in an air pot. I wasn't supplying enough water, more substantial root system, but yeah, they seem to be working. So these two here, this one and this one were planted out. Where's the sticker? These were planted out on the 24th of March, and they're way ahead of all the other ones. So obviously the cold and the frost and what have you hasn't affected them as of yet. There's still plenty of time for a seed head to pop up, but they look a lot bigger and a lot healthier than everything else. So yeah, we'll see what happens with them. On to the next tunnel. So in here, I said I've probably planted out my leeks about a week early. We had a really cold spell and not much sunshine, so yeah, we'll see what happens with the leeks this year. But I did struggle to keep up with potting them on, and as a result of that, planted out smaller plants. But I have planted out a week or two, or maybe it's 3 weeks before everyone else has. So my leeks have now settled into the ground, the roots are out, and it's all go. They have put on noticeable growth. So a few of these, not the biggest, but it's still around, what, 7-8 inches around. So yeah, plenty of time yet, but I think I've got the beds right again this year, so we'll see what happens. Onto the top of the garden. Bogey this year was I couldn't get any Leamington's F2S, so I haven't managed to plant all my carrots. I'm not going to grow carrots for sure this year. Just haven't had enough time to source the compost required, and I haven't had enough time to bore the holes out. But I will be putting some carrots in there, but just for eating, not for sure. So way late this year, bit of a bogey, but that's just one of them things. Marrow bed. So I've started digging the marrow bed. It's about 3.5 meters long. So 3.5 meters long by 7 meters wide, and it does go up into that corner there, so it's like a bit of an L shape. I'm tempted to start one over that corner, growing it round this way, and one over that way, growing the two of them into each other. Hopefully I'll set a fruit there and set a fruit about there, and we'll see what happens with them. So that's it down the allotment. Quite a bit going to be happening in the next few weeks, planting out dahlias and what have you. So that's it. Thanks for watching.